Hi, everyone, and welcome to the preview show delivered by FedEx. Marty Snider, Chris Rice, back for another year of fun here on the preview show. It's good to be back, isn't it,
It
Rice?
is awesome to be back. It's sunny in Florida, and we've had a lot of action here at Daytona already.
Yeah, I was going to say they let us out of the studio. We're actually in Daytona after the duels, so I want to get your reaction to the duels, kind of what you took away from those two races on Thursday night.
Well, I'm a little worried about Alex Bowman's decision to go to the back of the field. Yes, he sat on the pole here at Daytona, and it is awesome to sit on the pole at Daytona, but you're going to have to handle. We watched it in the duels. The 43 car make a bunch of evasive moves because his car was handling. So I'm a little worried about Alex Bowman going to the back because you're going to have to handle.
Well, I want to ask you about that. So handling obviously has been a big factor here. Is it just simply the low ride heights that's making the handling be such a factor, or is it because it's been so warm in Daytona?
Well, Daytona, normally you have to handle at this racetrack. We've seen this racetrack create winners because their cars handle. It's going to take a car that can be stable and that can just be able to race all day. I know we're going to see a bunch of racing up at the top of the racetrack, but I'm telling you, you're going to have to handle. And I'm going to say it again, you're going to have to handle.
Well, usually in February we can kind of get away with less handling, but it seems to be such a big factor this time around. Boy, there was a lot of action you mentioned in the duels. Jimmy Johnson had another wreck. They're going to have to figure out what they do for a car for the 48 team. But does that show you how tough it is? Because you see veterans, I mean, obviously Jimmy had a tire go down in the duels, but you see these veterans, they're bouncing all over the place. They're having a tough time hanging on to these cars.
Well, absolutely, but we see that a lot with Jimmy here. We know it's hard for him to finish a race here. It's hard for him to finish a duel here, but this is a racetrack that you don't have a clue what's going on here because you're running so fast. You're trying to be wide open all day, all the way around the racetrack, and the guy that can do that will win the race.
Does it mean he gets strung out a little bit more on Sunday, you think, than normal?
I think it's going to be strung out more. I think you have 4 or 5 cars up front that just drive away.
All right, time for us to make our picks, put our money where our mouth is. In the pre-show, we picked the same guy. So you had to change. Who are you going to pick for the Daytona 500?
Well, I'm going to change, and I'm going with Ryan Blaney. I feel that the move on to Penske, I know he was kind of in a Penske car last year. I just feel that he's more confident. He's got a lot more experience. Ryan Blaney is my pick for the Great American Race.
One that we kind of both went with was Kevin Harvick. I just think this rules package, Chris, maybe I'm crazy, really goes to the veterans. It really tips the cap to the veterans because I think you're going to have to be savvy in how you manage your race on Sunday. And to me, that's Kevin Harvick. And the Fords have worked fantastic together, these plate races.
They've
over
been
the last
strong. Don't forget the Ford won last year with Kurt Busch, so I'm telling you, they're strong here at Daytona.
We're excited to kick off another year of the preview show delivered by FedEx. We'll be back next week to talk a little Atlanta. But in the meantime, 2:30 Eastern Sunday on Fox. Make sure you check out the Great American Race, everyone. Have a great weekend.